One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. Can you tell which thing is not like the other before I finish my song? Now look very carefully, because one of these things just doesn't belong here.
So, apparently, there's this controversy going on currently about the live-action One Piece second season because they casted a Indian woman to play Nefertiti, Vivi. And the thing that I'm finding odd, one is that everyone's pronouncing her name Vivi, but they pronounce it Vivi. So it's weird that they're doing that. It's not doing the little Japanese thing where it's like you pronounce the I's like E's. It's like it's a, I don't know. It's weird, but like everyone is saying Vivi. I find that odd. But the actual cause of concern is that everyone is questioning the fact that they would get this Indian woman to play Vivi when Vivi has pale white skin and blue hair. So why is she black? I don't know. Now, I don't understand this controversy. I really don't. I don't understand it for a multitude of reasons. Because one, the live action One Piece is a shit show. It is a horrible adaptation and a fucking slop of a show, especially something that's supposed to be all within the good spirits of One Piece. And as far as I'm concerned, this thing is equivalent to Dragon Ball Evolution on exactly how terrible it is in representing and showcasing and highlighting a lot of the key moments and key points of the series of One Piece.
I was like, there he go. He done fucked it up for everybody.
Other than that, I don't get why people would be surprised that you would have the gay idiot that is the showrunner for One Piece cast such an unbelievably stupid like casting choice for a character like Nefertiti, Vivi. So it's odd to me more than anything that people are essentially upset because there was a bunch of casting choices done in the first season that were stupid. Alvida, major character, especially who's going to pop up by the time they go to Logtown. She was black for some reason. Hell, I'm wondering they're going to skinny her because that's what's supposed to happen. Are they going to do that, or would that be not enough representation? I don't know. I don't care. But there were just multiple choices done just on a narrative aspect that were terrible done in the first season of live action One Piece, and I pointed all that shit out in my other videos. Click the link below. But it doesn't surprise me that they would do something so outrageous and stupid, but it does surprise me that people essentially would be this upset about it with no one actually having any type of follow through towards exactly how atrocious the first season of the live action One Piece was. Now, understand something. If it make dollars, then it doesn't need to make sense. And this has been a foregone issue within nerd culture for years. Let's not act like there hasn't been multiple things that have existed. I mean, multiple things that have popped up on the radar of being a fucking atrocity when it comes to just script, story, adaptation, character, whatever. But because it involved nerd culture, it happened to fit certain like little ticks every now and again. It actually made like a shitload of money. But that, like a shitload of money, or it was actually perceived in a popular way. But that doesn't mean that what was done was actually good. One Piece is in that category. This is the biggest anime series of all time. All right, like it's the most popular anime series currently. Nothing's beating it. I don't give a fuck what Crunchyroll's little dumbass anime awards say. Every year, One Piece still happens to outsell in manga sales and in anime viewership over everything else. Yet, we had someone who was basically willing to do a live action adaptation right off the heels of Cowboy Bebop's atrocity, and we got the One Piece thing. Now, essentially, I also blame the fact that basically within nerd culture, you have a lot of people who tend to want to be outliers, but at the same time also tend to shy away from shit that doesn't adhere to them. And if you wanted an example of this, it would be in the fact to where I don't believe Critical Drinker did a review for the live action One Piece, and if he did, it probably was like kind of okay-ish. But at the same time, the harsh criticism that comes from some shit that's done under the banner of, oh, I don't know, Star Wars, this nigga meets with crazy ass fucking detail. I mean, the dude went through the Ahsoka show and broke down lightsabers and how a character should be dead upon being stabbed by one. That was just a video he did, but it's like that's something that that's something that he loves compared to something that's just kind of but still, like, case in point.
Friends don't rape friends.
But I looked up, like, you know, the controversy of Vivi, and then I was like, I was trying to figure out, like, what the fuck? Like, what exactly is the argument for this? Because realistically, if you're holding up the concept of, I care what the creator did, I actually spoke with him, and I wanted to do justice towards this adaptation and all this stuff, why are you changing the look of a character to fit some type of weird idiocy that comes with essentially gay ass Hollywood doing gay ass shit when it comes to things that don't belong to them or they didn't create? You're standing on the shoulders of giants and you just can't help but piss. I don't get this mentality, but these people continue to do this, and they keep doing it, and then everyone keeps acting surprised when they do it. Of course you was going to get some dumbass idea out of the showrunner of One Piece when it comes to the second season. He had dumbass ideas in the first season. Why the fuck are you surprised? This shit isn't new. There's a reason that they fucking destroyed that goddamn studio that was making the Black Panther game, because the crazy bitch was like, I'm not hiring white people. Like there's a reason for that shit, but there's a reason she said that shit in the first place. It's goofy, it's stupid, but it happened. And it's the same thing with this. It's like this dude is unbelievably up his own ass when it comes to the decisions that he's been making as the showrunner, and script is one of them. And you cannot, I reiterate, you cannot use Oda as okaying shit as a defense when that just seems highly implausible. Why? Because Oda doesn't okay shit for the fucking anime. So why the fuck would he okay shit for a Netflix series that's done miles and miles away in a whole nother fucking country that involves a bunch of people that he don't even need to interact with, let alone should he even give a fuck about, or that he would sit there and be okay with the goddamn casting? Nigga.
Angry young man.
There are multiple problems within the One Piece anime in comparison to the manga, where Oda don't give a fuck. Why would he? The anime is an adaptation of his work. The manga is his bread and butter. That's his baby. The anime ain't got fuck all to do with that. So yeah, hell, if you want to talk about a bigger controversy, is the fact that where in the anime of One Piece, Nico Robin actually had brown skin when she first showed up and appeared. And then it wasn't until years, you hear me? Fucking years passed, where Oda had to mention and bring up the fact that Nico Robin is supposed to have white skin. And he drew her with the intent of white skin. But in the anime, they gave her brown skin because it just didn't make sense that a pale bitch could live in the desert and not turn brown. You understand? Like, okay, now think of that. And then think of the fact that if that was their logic and reason behind that, why didn't they do that to Vivi? I don't know. But Vivi, throughout the entirety of when they showed her in the anime, grew up in Alabasta. All right, Nico Robin was visiting. Vivi grew up in Alabasta, and she was not brown. Now, lo and behold, it was like years later where basically it got revealed that there's a reason behind a lot of the shit that's going on with Vivi, but we're not, we don't know it. No one knew about that at that point in time. So when she was showcased in highlight as having pale skin with blue hair, that's how they drew her, and that's how they put her in the anime. Nico Robin, on the other hand, is brown. She stays brown until the goddamn time skip where they were able to go, okay, now the tan would go away. But at least then that seemed plausible to where it was like, well, yeah, she just got tan when she was in Alabasta. But Vivi is pale. She's just pale. Okay? So I just want to show you exactly how retarded it is from like the detractors from this shit, because exactly how easy it is for these people to just feel their own oats, if you will, to just kind of explain whatever dumbass concept they have for defending this shit, because it just seems so easy for nerds to come in defense of other shit being done within nerd culture, only because we've always been on the losing side when it comes towards aesthetic, or just relevancy within culture. Anything that pertains to nerds or geeks, dorks, whatever, whatever, however you identify, all of that shit, gamers, what comic book readers, shit like that, all of that stuff has always had a negative connotation attached to it. So whenever something is talked about or whenever anything is brought up, you're quick to defend it, because if this is being made fun of, then the thing I like might be made fun of. So we kind of all band together to support different avenues that essentially fit within nerd culture, only because it had nothing but a positive effect in the long run. The problem is now nerd culture is actually popular, and upon being popular, it is also being infected by those who wish to use its popularities to fuel whatever fucking desire that they have. Regardless of whether you think they're right or wrong, these people do not care about the things you care about. They're only interested in showcasing their politics, whatever talking points they want to talk about. They're bad people. They're bad people. I think the gay ass dude who's running One Piece live action is one of these bad people, because he fucked over One Piece. I am a huge fan of One Piece. He made One Piece terrible. Everything that you would sit there and bring up as like a cool core concept of One Piece, whether it be character, concept, or even the fucking just plot, like he took a steaming shit on it in the first fucking season. So why are you surprised in the second one? One of the first things he'll do or reveal is that, hey, you know those character that you like? Yeah, fuck him.
He's a real flat tire. I mean a cube, man. He's putting us on the train to Squaresville, Mona.
So, this is some videos that when I popped up like the controversy, I typed it in. These were like the first 3 little short videos that popped up, and I was like, yeah, I'm still gonna get something really intelligent out of these people. So yeah, here we go.
I'm just gonna come out right and say it. You are not a true One Piece fan if you genuinely have a problem with Vivi's casting.
I am pissed, and here is why.
Now I believe that it's completely ridiculous to sit there and say something like that. One of the main factors behind it is that, yeah, the issue that a lot of people have with the casting just simply comes from the fact that the character doesn't look like the actual character. Regardless of whatever jargon a lot of these people try to use to spin the facts to make themselves feel better about the casting choice, it doesn't work, because Vivi doesn't look like that. Vivi is white skinned with blue fucking hair. I mean, if you want to sit there and talk about how whatever talking points these people bring up, where it's like geographic location or basically the aesthetic of the culture that Alabasta arc is resonating with, none of that works, because you're dealing with an anime that is fantasy. It is all fucking fantasy. This is a world where people stretch, where the main character, he can't touch water, but his only means of transportation is on a fucking boat over large bodies of water. So it's all fantasy. So even though something essentially is I want to say referenced or like, you know, acknowledged, or you see similarities behind certain things, that doesn't mean that that's exactly what it is or what it has to be. That just means that those are similarities, references, points of origins used to just showcase and highlight what culture or what it is that you're going to look at aesthetically.
I'm a woodpecker. Except with dirt.
Fuck. As much as they talk about with Egyptian shit within the Alabaster Ark, most of the people wear clothes that you would see the Middle East wear, not stuff that you would see in like ancient Egypt and shit like that. But nobody want to talk about that. So I find it insulting to say that you're not a fan if you have a problem with this casting, when the casting is done specifically to just try and check a box, not done to actually be culturally representative or anything like that. The bitch is Indian, so the fuck, India's in Asia. That's not Africa. You couldn't get someone from Egypt? The fuck?
Indians always ride bareback. It's not fair to the rest of us.
Oh, stuff it, Zoe.
Why do they call you Indians anyway? I mean, Indians live in India.
Number 1, if you know anything about the Alabaster Ark, then geographically you know that this makes complete sense.
Come on.
No, you come on.
Come on.
You come on.
Come on.
You come on.
Guys, come on.
You come on.
Now, I just said something about this, and it's like, oh, if you know anything about the place geographically, then it may... No, it doesn't make any sense. Again, bitch Indian, right? So, like, she's Indian. The dude that they get to play Cobra is Indian, and that's not Egypt. That's not Egypt at all. So it doesn't make any sense. And again, in the anime, Vivi looks white with blue hair. That's it. That's all that it is. You could have got a fucking Russian bitch. You could have got a fucking German bitch. It wouldn't have mattered. As long as she was white with blue hair, then that would have looked like Vivi. That's what Vivi is. Hell, it could have been an Asian woman with blue hair. That still would have represented more of what Vivi is supposed to be. Jesus Christ, but everyone is so fucking stupid. So it's like you say these things and you swear to God that it makes perfect sense. And it's like, even when you watch the anime or read the manga of One Piece, when they're in Alabasta, they show white people walking around, full clothed and decked out, and they're perfectly fine. There's nothing. So it's like, why would you even think that just because, oh, since this is based off of Egypt, that means that it runs just like Egypt? No, it doesn't, you fucking idiot. But hey, far be it for me to tell someone who's supposedly a fan to actually understand what the fuck fantasy is supposed to be, make-believe in the world of your mind. Because if the creator wanted to create a princess of a goddamn Egyptian-based culture to be white with blue hair, far be it from me to correct this nigga. That's what he made, that's what we got. People still like One Piece. No one had a problem with it when it existed. Why the fuck would they need to change it now unless it was changed by a goddamn idiot?
Oh, damn.
I'm sorry.
The actress who plays Vivi in the live-action One Piece is under attack because people don't like that she's black.
No, I'm finna smack, bro.
No, babe, stop!
No, cause look at his face!
Babe.
Look at his fucking face! He know what he's doing!
No, he...
Look at it!
Babe, no, he's not.
Look at his face! That stupid smile! Not a girl, cause he thinks it's a game!
Now, this is another funny thing. Saying that the actress is under attack, she's not. The actress is not under attack. People are attacking the casting choice. That's what the problem is. I don't know who she is. I've never seen her in anything, and most likely whatever Netflix shit she's probably associated with. Who gives a fuck? Netflix sucks. But
here's the deal. Some women are bitches and should be treated as such if the situation warrants it.
She's not being attacked. People are saying things about the fact that they deliberately chose her as the actress to play a character that she looks nothing like. I don't give a fuck what chemistry she has with the other castmates. I don't give a fuck what type of jargon you want to use to spin the facts to make it seem as if, yeah, she fits the bill of Vivi. No, she doesn't. Vivi don't look like that. It's not the best acting choice. We know exactly what Vivi is supposed to look like because anime and manga are visual mediums. We know exactly what they're supposed to look like. There's a reason nobody will go see a black Superman. That's not Superman. That's some bullshit. There's a black Superman that actually exists in the comics. Do people like that character? Or does that character just exist? Is that actually a popularized thing, or is that just something that happened? You know, there's like, who gives a fuck? That's not, hell, people didn't like the Supergirl that had black hair. It still was Supergirl. She had black hair in a Flash movie. Flash movie issue aside, there's a lot of issues with that movie. Aside, the fact that the Supergirl character came out and she had black hair, short black hair. It was weird, because that's not what Supergirl is known for. Supergirl is known for having blonde hair. a little poof on the side. But fuck, this is disingenuous. It's like, this is so retarded. And it's like, you understand what's going on the internet, because that's what it is. It's like the fucking little pop-up clips that you're showing is saying exactly that. Why is she black? Why is she black? Why is she black? The fuck?
It's not the first time One Piece actors have gotten backlash because of the color of their skin, but it is the first time I've seen black slurs thrown at an obviously Indian person.
It's like a car crash. You can't take your eyes off it.
Okay, again, disingenuous fuck. Like, just seriously, like, what the hell? You show a picture of Usopp and Nami's sister as characters who are being attacked because of the race that were chosen to represent. Usopp being black, no one had a problem with that. No one had a problem with that at all, considering the fact that Usopp's look, what would actually fit that concept except a black person? Usopp has curly hair and he has really dark skin. The black guy. Nami's sister, they are not related by blood. She is adopted. Both of them are adopted by Belmare. Nami's sister has always had darker skin than Nami. So yeah, her being black also makes perfect fucking sense. There were other examples within the first season of One Piece that showcased exactly how terrible they were with race swapping shit. And like, again, Alvida is the biggest one because she's in the first fucking episode. But yeah, those aren't cases of people being upset because of a race thing. Hell, again, there's other reasons to be upset at the first season of One Piece, but that was just completely disingenuous because, again, those characters literally fit the thing that you're trying to argue against. They would be what it is that's happening. So if Usopp was white, would you have a problem with that?
You know what we call that? A contradiction. That just means the previous shit you said is now stupid.
The fuck? Like, just retarded. Like, just, like, only... It's so stupid. And is it me, or do these people all sound the exact same tone of, like, bitch? Like, it's the type of nerd that you think you can't be real. I've never met anyone like you outside of just being way too hyper people at conventions. And typically those people play Super Smash Bros. In fighting game tournaments. When they allowed that. But yeah, no. Just no. Like, that's so disingenuous. Like, you disingenuous fuck. Seriously.
This situation is a perfect example of how folks who say they want accuracy mostly just hate black people.
Jesse?
Now, again, disingenuous. So disingenuous and stupid. Like, to say that you hate black people because of this, again, bitch is Indian. So that's not black. Alright? That's not black. She's dark skinned, but she's not black. She's Indian. And again, like, you were saying earlier, she's clearly Indian. To me, I just saw, I looked at her and thought she was black, and then it was pointed out that she was Indian, and then I was just even weirder. And it was like, well, Vivi isn't black. Well, she's Indian. That doesn't make it better. It's just fucking weird. But like, it's just like, so how can you say that you hate black people in accordance to that? But again, the issue of accuracy is that she doesn't look the part. That would be the accurate representation. Like, that's what Vivi is supposed to look like.
Sounds to me like someone's got a case of the spostas.
Fuck, get a black albino. Boom. You probably get more headway doing that than anything else. But no, We're dealing with the lowest common denominator of people who are trying to subjugate this shit and to make anyone and everyone feel bad about defending their fandom. You should defend it wholeheartedly because no one else would. It's the shit you like that these people are willing to fuck over to make a quick buck, which doesn't make any sense because One Piece is too fucking big for this to be an issue. There should not be a need to include forced diversity in One Piece. They have unbelievably ridiculous amounts of diverse fucking characters. Fuck, they've already picked, like they've already shown the nigga that's gonna play Mr. Five and the chick that plays Miss Valentine's Day, a black dude and a white bitch. And guess who they cast? A black dude and a white bitch. Not a black dude and another black bitch. No, because why? That's who the fucking characters look like. Hell, I'm pretty sure they're probably not gonna have her, but Miss Monday. Miss Monday is a huge, big black chick that gets her ass whooped by Zoro, and she has like red or orange hair. She's big, muscular, and that just seems like a perfect, fun way to get like a big ass bodybuilder to do some action scenes with Zoro, with the guy who plays Zoro. But I'm pretty sure they're not gonna do that because that'll probably be problematic of seeing a woman get her ass beat like that because Zoro just don't give a fuck. And One Piece is known for basically having characters that are equal opportunist ass kickers. So to have that mentality, to have this discussion with someone, I am an actual fucking fan, you poser bitch. I am telling you that this shit right here is disgusting because there is no need for it to exist. Not at all. But yet they race swap Vivi. Yeah, I feel strongly about it. Yeah, I hate the show as a whole. And yeah, I know it's gonna be a shit show of a thing. But it doesn't mean that I shouldn't say what I'm saying. Let me cook. Just let me cook. Please.
That was beautiful.
Because everyone complaining about forced diversity conveniently ignores how forced it would be to have a pale-skinned person play Vivi.
Are you fucking serious? Are you actually fucking serious?
How the fuck does this make any sense? Like, how can you say something like that and think that it makes sense? Like seriously. It would be forced to have a pale-skinned person play Vivi. How? That's who the character is. She is pale-skinned. She's white. She's white. She's white all day. Fuck. Vivi is whiter than Luffy. Luffy's the main character. There's a reason people are okay with the dude that they picked to be Luffy. He fit the bill. It was fine. It wasn't outrageous for him to be Luffy. It was fine. He fit the bill. But it's like that he looks like the character. He's supposed to look like the character. They did a live action Fullmetal Alchemist. The Asian actor that they got to play that, they made his hair blonde so he can look like Edward Elric. When they did the live action Bleach movie, the character that played Ichigo, they gave him orange hair so he can look like the character. The character that played Renji, they gave him red hair so he can look like the character. They both were Asian. Those people don't get different pigmentation of hair color outside of fucking brown and black. So get the fuck out of here. Just don't happen. It don't happen. Not my problem, but that's just what don't happen. Jesus Christ. Yet, yo dumbass is gonna sit there and try to sit there. Like, this is a perfect example of gaslighting. Is what this is. Because I want accuracy. So the character should look like the character. No, it would be forced to have a character look like the character. The fuck? Think back to this. There's a reason people love the Lord of the Rings movies and its accurate depiction and the fact that it stays so true to the books to the extent that it does, and the reason people hate the Lord of the little Rings of Power TV show, and how openly ridiculous it is with showcasing and highlighting the characters from the books or going along with the story of the books in this weird willy-nilly way, because there's a multitude of reasons behind it, but it's like there's a reason one is beloved and one is hated. And one is also the most expensive TV show of all time, and it is just a clusterfuck. And basically Amazon just has like unlimited money, so they're just gonna keep doing whatever they can because they only own partial rights to token shit. Whatever. well, whatever. I went off on the rails. Now, keep going. I'm sorry.
And the creator actively plays a role in every major character's casting.
None of that story is true, is it, Carl?
No, I made it all up because I crave attention.
No, he does not. No, he does not. No matter what they tell you, there's no sex in the champagne room, and there's no fucking way Ichiro Oda has handpicked and hand-chosen any of the cast members for the live-action One Piece outside of the main fucking people. And then even then, I have huge fucking doubts. Why? Ichiro Oda himself has absolutely nothing to do with the anime. The anime is the best adaptation and depiction of his work outside of him drawing his own shit from his manga. Now then, while watching the anime and being someone who reads the manga as well, I can tell you there are multiple problems when it comes towards the anime adaptation of the manga and the way how the manga actually handles its story. The pacing is cleaner in the manga, the story of the characters are handled a hell of a lot better, and there's a lot less fucking filler when there should not be any fucking filler, and a lot less times when characters essentially take L's for no goddamn reason. That happens all the time within the anime. There are multiple moments, situations, and concepts that are done within the anime that are basically put in there simply because anime. It anime logic to make something real flashy. It got so goddamn bad that during the Wano arc, an arc that a lot of people like, I personally don't care for it because I don't like Odin. I personally don't really care for it. But in the Wano arc, they tried to make certain aspects of Luffy character seem so unbelievably and unforgivingly flashy that fans across the board all had to go in and talk to Toei and tell them, you need to tone this shit down. One Piece is not Dragon Ball Z. You have Sakura petals and shit flying around. There's gold ore around Luffy. The shit looked gross. And thank God Toei listened, and by the time they did, then they were able to do Gear 5, and then you got a perfectly toned One Piece, and now the anime is able to tone, they've toned themselves well after they've done their break so that it looks cleaner. Much cleaner than it did before. But the Wano arc basically had a huge clusterfuck of animation prior to that. Ichiro Oda didn't say shit during this iconic and huge monumental moment within the One Piece anime, as it marked a huge turning point within the series that he fucking created. He didn't say shit. He don't care. He gets paid regardless. And if you know anything about mangaka and anime in tandem, they don't have to give a fuck. Once the studio's handling their shit, studio's just handling their shit. That's it. So the idea of believing that, oh, he also had a hand in picking the cast, while at the same time, he's going through and writing and drawing up a manuscript of One Piece every fucking week prior to when this show was doing its shit. He's sitting there and looking at casting, directing, and fucking interviews with all of the cast members for this fucking show, and then he's going yay or nay. Get the fuck out of here. You cannot possibly be that stupid. This is not, I'm looking at one person that they show me and then you go, yeah. No, that's not how that works. They go, you test screen hundreds of fucking people. Hell, the Indian girl probably tests to be a different character, and then they was like, they'll call you back as Vivi. Then he would have no fucking control over that. Let alone would he be able to sit there and go, all right, who else did you get that looked the part of Vivi, rather than them just popping up in front of him and going, this is who we got for Vivi. And him just going, okay. I can easily swing that as to he chose her himself. He gave the all right. He saw us pick the castmate, and he was cool with it. What is it? It's that not technically illegal jargon that you can easily do when you, like, if something says sugar free, but it's like there's sugar all in it, but they can say because it's an Out Jokes video, but they say sugar free, but it just means that they got the sugar for free. So they put on the box sugar free. The sugar that they used was free, but there's still sugar inside of the material. They're just saying sugar free on the box. You can easily do that. It's called swinging, and people do it all the fucking time. And why the fuck would you think Netflix's One Piece would be impartial to this when they also did this shit for the Cowboy Bebop live action, in which Watanabe came out and had to state, these motherfuckers didn't contact me at all. In fact, I gave them notes on shit that they could do for live action Cowboy Bebop. They chose to listen to none of it, but they had in the credits at the end of every fucking episode, supervising producer or executive producer Shirito Watanabe, and it was just carrying that name all through the mud when they kept releasing every fucking terrible episode of that goddamn show. But yet, I'm supposed to sit here and believe that Ichi Oda had a part in handpicking every fucking character that basically is a disgrace to the characters that he made based off of his crazy ass fucking art style and attention to detail. He would sit there and go, yeah, brown beats white all day long. Even knowing that currently within the series, well, prior to even the second season even coming out, they mentioned how the Nefertiti bloodline is actually a big deal within his story, and there's a reason Vivi looks the way that she do, and there's a reason that Cobra looks the way that he do, and then that they're actually connected to like an elder fucking ancestor of the goddamn celestial dragons. But fuck all if this asshole actually knew about this shit prior to him doing his show, because he should have. If everyone on the series is a goddamn fan of One Piece, then they would have basically been reading this shit prior to this. So they would know about that, right? Because that's an actual interesting and important plot point within One Piece involving a character that you're about to use within your series. So if we're going the distance and I'm actually getting these blank fucking checks and I plan on actually catching up to the goddamn manga or the anime itself, doing my bullshit, then at some point in time, I'm gonna have to adhere to this goddamn plot point, because it's a plot point. It's not a fucking figure of speech. It's not a goddamn misdirection or anything like that. It is a legit thing that is important to the character or Nefertiti Vivi. And you can't do it because you made her brown. Fucking idiot. So, yeah, it seems that we're forced. You got some good old snuggle with the struggle shit going on right now. If you want Vivi to actually, be adapted correctly. Pieces of shit.
Oda confirmed in One Piece SBS that the various islands and various nationalities in One Piece are inspired by real world locations.
Now, this is the last person, but just to showcase exactly how disingenuous, like, they all sound the same, right? Like, all of these guys sound exactly the same in their stupidity. But yeah, the SBS thing or whatever it is, it's a little thing that Oda did where he just mentioned off the fly where everyone could possibly be from, if their nationality was from somewhere. And I honestly believe that this was the worst possible thing he could have done within the world of One Piece for his characters. But when it happened, I think that's one of the main things that kind of gave the green light behind a lot of these people wanting to make a live action be the way that it is. And then what's even more disgusting is the fact that it's like a lot of these people essentially are taking like the core concepts that he did, which is just the main characters, because they only did the main characters with this, and which are just the Straw Hat Crew. So he basically just did like the Straw Hat Crew, like a few stragglers or whatever, but everyone else, and it was like a lot of the places are just identifiably, you can tell where he got the inspiration of the culture and whatnot. Wano is Japan, Alabasta is Egypt, the fucking Little Island is prehistoric dinosaurs, Drum Island, it's just snow. It's just the snow. So hell, Saba Odi has bubbles. There's just bubbles all over the place. Thriller Bark is goddamn the Thriller movie with Michael Jackson. I said movie. I mean, it's like 30 minutes long, but like Thriller Bark is like a goddamn zombie apocalypse type deal going on. This is just horror shit all over the place. Yeah, they all have different themes and aesthetics because he draws like that. But that's no indication that you would sit there and go, oh no, like this has to be geographically correct and fit the tone of what it is that I'm doing, despite the fact that there's multiple evidence of things going around that basically disprove that that just because I took inspiration from this place, that means that this place has to exactly fit what it is that I've took inspiration from. Get the fuck out of here. That's stupid. That's unbelievably stupid, because we know he didn't do that because he did not draw that. Fucking idiots. Jesus Christ. It's like, how disingenuous can you be? There's like such fuckery with these people. Because it's like, oh no, this is a small little thing. And I'm able to skew around it as easily as I can in order for me to get what I want. No, this nigga, this dumb gay nigga decided to put some stupid race swap within the story of One Piece, despite the fact that there was no reason to do that whatsoever when there are multiple ways that you can actually have your diversity. Because One Piece is already very diverse. So all you had to do was just adapt to shit. That's it. That's all you had to fucking do. But you're too stupid to do that, so you made the dumbass thing that you made, and it's just unbelievably stupid. I hate you.
This is stupid. This is stupid.
Luffy is Brazilian, Zoro is Japanese, and Alabasta is based on Egyptian culture in the Middle East. This is Vivi's father, for crying out loud.
And this is Vivi. What the fuck kind of argument is that? To sit there and go, oh, like, look at her dad. Look at her. Jesus Christ. That's not a justification behind anything. It was like, again, gaslighting. I'm gonna sit there, cherry pick some stupid gaslighting and cherry picking. This is what her father looks like. This is what she looks like. So, the fuck? You saying that is impossible? Because we don't know what her mom looks like. So, if this is what he drew, that's what he drew. This guy whose words you're hanging off of in order to justify the area in which we're doing this shit, you're gonna sit there and tell me that, oh no, we're also gonna justify the character that he drew. He drew her dad looking like this. He drew her looking like this. The fuck? Like you disingenuous piece of shit. These people are not fans. These people are not your friends. These people are terrible people. They will do anything and everything they can in order to force whatever bullshit Hollywood is making up that is leading to destroying the fandoms that you hold dear. And the shit is working. It's working because so many people are just so quick to just give up and move on whenever they hear this shit. But you need to fight against it, otherwise it's just gonna keep on happening. Because once the thing that you like is gone, they're gonna move on to something else. And by that time, the thing that you like, its reputation is going to be ruined. So by the time you find something else to enjoy, they're just gonna move in on that too. Jesus Christ, like this shit is disgusting. It's like if you wanted to know why I'm saying anything about this or saying anything against this, that's why. That's why. I don't want to see anime go through the same shit video games went through and superhero movies went through and comic books have definitely gone through.
Gross.
Fuck that. Fuck that all day long. Luckily, video games are somewhat coming back. They still have multiple fucking issues, and that's just leading more and more into the greed shit, but luckily they're kind of coming back. But anime is on the fucking chopping block, and this shit is atrocious because basically the people who have been outliers and cried about the Star Wars shit and all the movie shit and fandom shit stuff from the 70s and 90s, these niggas don't look at anime. So with the writing on the wall for anime fandom, they're not looking at it. They're just not. They don't give a fuck. They don't look at it. And it's just being destroyed, just like how the shit that they liked was being destroyed. And it's terrible. It's really, really terrible. I want some of them to say something because my platform's small as fuck. But until then, I'll keep crying. I'll keep bitching and whining and moaning. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo-hoo.
Boy, everyone is stupid except me.
My final thoughts on this shit. All in all, I just want to say, these people are not fans. These people don't actually care about the fandom. They don't actually care about anything. They like a majority of them actually said it was like because One Piece is about freedom, togetherness, and inclusion and shit like that. And it was like, then you not liking this choice of actor or whatever makes you terrible, or you're actually not a real fan of One Piece. The problem with that is that when has One Piece ever said it was about that? Being free is a clear concept of One Piece, true. But inclusion and whatnot, fuck no. Hell, there's multiple characters within One Piece that are okay with killing, and Luffy is okay with them. He has no problem with that. His thing is just freedom. Free to do what you want to do because he wants to be free. So that, yes, But to sit there and go, oh, because of that, the representation of these characters within this body of work that talks about freedom and how people felt when they looked at it needs to be changed in order for you to feel happy about yourself, that goes against freedom. That's you being a dumb fuck. So, yeah. I'm still on the fence of whether or not I'm even going to look at the second season. I already know, like, Chopper is going to be atrocious for whatever they do with him. But I'm still, but like, if I do, like, yeah, I'm still gonna, like, each episode fucking destroy it like I did last time, because this shit is gross. I don't like seeing things that I love be depicted the way that they're being depicted, and then for people to try and sit there and gaslight you into thinking that it's okay for people to do shit like this because, and then they give a laundry list of dumbass cherry pick reasons that honestly have no backing whatsoever, because the people that they're talking to typically are people who don't even know, like, core concepts of the show or anything like that, but just happen to be rage baiters, if not if anyone else. So yeah, fuckery, just real big fuckery on that part. So yeah, not happy. And if you want a justification behind why I know that these people are all full of shit, one, everything that happened within the One Piece live action happened in the fucking Cowboy Bebop live action. But more than anything else, the way how the story changed, the character depictions, the character casting, the art design, the character design, even the mannerisms. Fuck, they wanted to tone down Sanji from being a goofy, lady crazy guy because they thought that would be problematic for a character that still exists today and is still being written today the exact same way. They felt that that was problematic. That's how gay these people who are dealing with this live action actually are. And that is an issue. That is a major fucking issue. And with that, everything that they've done, everything that they said, everything that's been going on, all of that bullshit is exactly within the same mindset that went along with Dragon Ball Evolution.
Call the police.
And to sit there and say, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Aside from the story in the One Piece thing trying to stay within the confines of the story by just progressing in a slow manner, it's fitting the bill exactly like Dragon Ball Evolution. This isn't there's not a far-fetched statement to make. It's still a crock of shit. Compare what happens in the live action to what happened in fucking One Piece itself. You tell me when it syncs up correctly. You let me know outside of it just going from A to B. And it's like, well, they went here, and then they went there, and then they went there. Yes, those things happen. But how? Why? What was going on? All of those factors are important. All of them are fucking important, because One Piece has one of the best concepts of world building that has ever been introduced within anime or manga. Hell, in storytelling in general, realistically. Did that come across within this fucking live action? How many people looked at the live action and then looked at the anime and then was like, this is much fucking better? It's atrocious. It's just terrible. You can sit there and tell yourself all day long, no, it's good, it's good. You're gay. You're just gay. You like the gay shit. You enjoy this gay shit. It's stupid. It's not gonna last long because there's no quality behind it. It's just gay. It's just so stupid. God. Fuck. You don't need to make every character black or brown. Just make the character. Damn. Jesus Christ, we don't even know if the bitch can act correctly. but at least with the blank check you get from Netflix, she should at least look the part. All of them should at least look the part. Fuck. This shit is terrible.
I'll never forgive this.